So this is the first episode of what I hope will be a continued series of a new game called Iratus, Lord of the Dead. So let's watch the intro together, and then we'll get into some gameplay.
Life is a disease. A millennium ago, a supreme necromancer was on the verge of conquering the world. But you know what they say about best laid plans. Inevitably, heroes shall emerge.
Pesky heroes.
So, I was made dead. Again. But what does death really mean for somebody who has mastered it? Boredom. An eternity to ponder my errors and how close I came to victory. I am a mortal, but when this world ends, even I will know oblivion.
Okay.
And so, I ask myself, will I be given another chance to rise before it happens? Another chance to fulfill my ambition? It seems that fate has smiled after all.
It's a little campy, but I like what they're putting out there. All right. So this is a Darkest Dungeon-esque game, and I think you'll see some immediate similarities. But yeah, it is a game that I have never played beyond watching the intro screen. So let's get into the game and see what we can learn here. Make sure that the recording is going as expected. Apologies for the brief interruption in the audio there. But let's start a game. All right, we have Cakewalk, more pain. So you need to finish the tutorial before you can go beyond. So I guess we will be starting on Cakewalk. A mode for beginners, more starting resources, more battle rewards, weakened enemies, no elite enemies. Enemies can't get inspired. Average vigor recovery of... Well, we'll understand what that means at some point later. Same for mana recovery, and then graveyard efficiency increased. Okay, well, I guess we're in on this mode, so let's give it a go. We'll learn as we go. All right, evil has returned. The dread necromancer Iratus has attained his freedom after a millennia of imprisonment, and the miners gathered around his tomb still do not know the mortal danger they have stumbled upon. Their bodies will lay at the foundation for an army of the dead that will conquer this world. Rise. All right, so... Minion abilities. Each minion has 5 basic abilities, 1 ultimate ability. To use an ultimate ability, you need a special resource called Wrath, which appears to be a hand-closed glove. Minions and enemies can use certain ability only from certain specific positions. This is very familiar to us from the Darkest Dungeon days. All right. Okay, so... looks like this might be a turn order across the top. It looks like currently our skeleton is acting here. And the tutorial seems... well, so we have a miner and a hunky. And the hunky has 2 abilities that appear to take mana. And the miner also does. All right. And then let's see. We have Unassuming Strike... Show them their place, Astounding Fortitude, Embrace Mediocrity, Smite, and Shield Barrage. So we'll go ahead and use our primary attack. And let's hit the back guy here. All right. So that's about 1/3 of his hit points. Physical and magic damage reduce the target's vigor. Igniting deals instant magic damage to the target and true damage at the start of their turn. Stress damage decreases the sanity of the target. Cursing a target will deal stress damage at the start of their turn. So cursing sounds like a dot of stress. And then critical hits by your minions decrease enemy sanity. Enemy critical hits will increase it. Okay, so when they crit, bad things happen from our perspective. Oh, I'm not used to talking so much. It's been a while. Okay, so we have our second character here. We have Scream, which is going to deal stress damage, and it looks like it's also going to deal some magic damage. So let's focus our damage. And it looks like maybe we wanted to split those because it seems that that wasn't magic damage so much as stress damage is the purple. All right. Loss of sanity in combat leads to various consequences. Insanity, a negative effect that weakens the enemy. Inspiration, a positive effect that strengthens the enemy. Death, receiving any amount of stress damage while at 0 sanity can cause instantaneous death. And at low sanity levels, an enemy on the outermost position of combat row will have a chance to flee. Okay. All right, so they're going to hit us back a little bit. All right, now we're back. So it seems to me that we should push this one into insanity. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing HP damage to the back guy and continue doing stress damage here. All right, and they have gone insane, which didn't seem to benefit us as greatly as I was hoping it might. But now we should get the kill here by reducing his vigor to 0. Okay, and then I want to check out what these are. Feature. The skeleton is immune to all buffs and debuffs. Okay, so this is part of the tutorial. So since they're at 0 sanity, I think this Scream should prove fatal. Does seem to work that way. All right. Okay, so it is giving us dust, weapon, armor, blood, bones, rags, hearts, skulls, flesh, and ectoplasm. That is a lot of resources. Okay, so create any 2 minions, which I guess we do at the creation screen here. My word, there's a lot to this interface. Creating minions. After gaining parts from his defeated foes, Iratus can create new minions for his army. Using parts of uncommon, rare, or legendary quality increases the amount of stat points of the created minion. With time, Iratus will acquire new minion recipes as well as various combat tactics. All right. So, these appear to be what we can create. And it looks like this... So, for instance, to make a werewolf requires bones, 2 meat, and rags. And then I guess we should go through these slightly quickly here. Okay, so a skeleton, fairly unimpressive warrior whose characteristic is their mediocrity. Okay. We have... Hey, Hotfire, welcome. Okay, so let's check through these. Well, they often make up the backbone, pun intended, of most undead armies. Skeletons are so boring that they are never really acknowledged by their creators or enemies. Oh, and then it looks like we have an effect section, which we haven't seen. Oh, and then we have the ability to upgrade their abilities and also upgrade their stats. Interesting. Then we have a zombie. Before Iratus came along, zombies were considered little more than fodder by troops. Fodder troops by the other necromancers. It took a true visionary to realize that a mindless mass of undead muscle can be used for more than simply bashing the heads of mortals. With this technological assistance, these rotting hulks were turned into mobile artillery, capable of carrying out and shooting cannons that would normally need humans to operate. Okay, interesting. And we have the Bride of Eratus. A design fashioned by the arch-necromancer himself, the bride uses only the best parts to raise a deadly archer with an unhealthy love for her creator. Said love is then channeled into burning desire to shoot out the eyes of anything that might get too close to what she worships. Then we have the Dark Knight, fire, hot fire. This seems like your undead Night King type of thing. A manifestation of living void contained in a vessel of knightly armor. These necromantic soldiers are often seen leading armies of undead against the civilization of the mortals. Where they learn the skill to do battle and wage war is unknown. Where they, I guess, learned. But all of them despise existence and seek to reduce anything to nothing.
I know how to unlock the true potential of necromancy.
All right, we got a little toast there. A banshee draws her strength from one simple emotion, fear. In truth, a banshee feels many times the fear felt by her victims. Had she the ability, she would run away from each battle in blind terror, but necromancers had long since employed additional bindings to keep that from happening. Then we have a Wraith. Despite the seeming simplicity of this minion, its summoning has been prohibited by the Necromancers Guild since the dawn of history. Not even Iratus remembers the reason for this decree, but there are many dark rumors surrounding this particular summoning. It is said that the first necromancer created this minion as a vessel for his rebirth, or that the soul that answers the necromancer's call comes not from the afterlife, but from another much more alien place. Nobody seemed to have the courage to put these theories to test, or maybe those that did never survived the process. Still, the guild has been nothing but ruins for millennia. It is now up to Iratus to decide what to do with this knowledge. You got it, Rose. The werewolf, which I am very tempted to get a werewolf. The guard of this underground prison used to hound prisoners for fun. It was particularly fashionable to bet on which of the poor souls would be torn apart first by the raging war dogs. But a flesh-based diet, however nutritious, was not healthy for the creatures, and some of them died from gluttony. Well, now their pet cemetery serves the necromancer who revives the ugly beasts, craving to tear out their former masters' throats. Infested. Iratus has always prided himself on using only the best materials for his zombies, making them far more imposing than the second-hand creations of other necromancers. However, with few improvements, even the more traditional shambling corpse can find a place in the army of the Lord of the Dead. Enhanced by the curse of frailty, these creatures are feeble, but also the perfect hosts for all manner of plague, consistently emitting noxious fumes. These unassuming grunts can wreak havoc on the enemy morale from the front lines. Capable, and then we have the Reaper, who is on a horse, I might mention, capable of destroying both body and soul with their necromantic scythes. They are the preferred shock troop for many power-hungry necromancers, even before Iratus took the stage. Despite this, the nature of their abilities to channel destruction back from their masters
My undead tools can be made better.
is still poorly understood, since the curse they carry seems to predate the dark arts themselves. The best that Iratus was able to discover is that it's something primal, inherent in the world, that does not and might not ever have a name. But while their true origin might be an enigma, their purpose is anything but to wage war on the living. And then finally we have a classic, the Abomination. War is an eternal mover of progress, especially in the realms of necromancy. the necromantic. Although Iratus had only recently reemerged onto the stage, he did not waste any time delving back into his favorite hobby, the creation of minions both dread and vile. In his malefic pursuits, the arch-necromancer had stumbled upon something he did not expect, the power of a new curse, a curse of flesh, infused into the bodies of those wretched miners by the alchemist, and strengthened through sorcerous experiments. Their flesh turned out to be infused with so much lingering pain. It took some study, but finally the results are at hand. The grotesque and putrescent abomination, undead flesh forced to grow and deform over and over until it becomes a grisly engine of war. Okay. So looking at these, I want one frontline troop and one backline troop. So I'm going to make myself a werewolf.
You will bring me their heads, their hearts, and everything else.
And then I also like the Bride of Eratus for a backliner. Get myself an archer. Okay, to start combat, open the map. The kingdom has need of the vast riches buried underneath the castle, great veins of iron that promise to fuel conquest after conquest, along with ancient artifacts from long-forgotten ages. The dwarves were eager to offer their service in this project, bringing their untested mining equipment and experimental concoctions for the promise of wealth. They only needed bodies that could obey, and the humans could provide. With dungeons filled to the brim with both criminals and rebels, there was no shortage of slaves to do the work, to work these mines. Drugs were used to keep them docile as they dug deeper, year after year, unaware of the mortal danger that awaited them. Okay, so it looks like, I guess we get to see a bit of the map. Okay, ooh, that expands quite quickly. So I guess we have the Dwarven Tunnels, the Mercenary Barracks, the Catacombs, the Cathedral, and the Cemetery. So I guess we go to this battle. Now, my ordering seems wrong. Unit feature. Some enemies possess unique features that either strengthen or weaken them. Study the features of your minions, and your enemies so that you know how to fight more effectively. Now, I didn't want her in the front, which is interesting. Now, so let's see. We have this guy who is, when the Taskmaster dies, his allies recover 30 sanity. Okay, so we want to probably focus him first. Now, this one looks to have a forward 1 component to it. Oh, what does this do? Buff. Werewolf receives plus 15 luck and 15% critical for 2 turns. Other minions receive 10 luck and 10% critical. Does not stack. Let's see. So we can hunt down here, but it doesn't look like it moves them forward. But I think I do want to focus the Taskmaster first before I do much damage. Hey, Vaynard, welcome. Armor, resistance, block, and ward. Armor, received physical damage is decreased by the amount of the armor. Resistance, same for magical damage. Block, expended to completely nullify the next physical attack. And ward does the same. Hey, Vaynard, yes. This is the beginning of my return to regular streaming. I've come up with a sustainable plan for taking care of my my father. Oh, so that seems to have done nothing. Interesting. Now, this looks like it moves forward 2. Yes. Okay, so we like this. Perfect. So we're getting her back a little bit, which is what we want. Now, this guy has a magical ward remaining. How much stress damage do you take? Do we know? Uh-oh. That was not what I expected to happen there. I was clicking on him for other reasons. Oh, well. This guy is tough. We're going to have to put some work in, I think. Okay, so there's a buff. The buff is 20% accuracy. We haven't seen that come in handy one way or the other. Now,
my kingdom comes.
hello. There was some insanity. That was nice. Let's see. We have 3 actions here. I don't think we kill this guy with 3 actions, but attack twice, dealing 50% damage per attack. Performs an additional attack for each buff on the target. Ooh. So we could do this here, and it would hit 3 times? No. I think I was incorrect, but... Oh yeah, this will get us out of the way and also do some stress damage on him. Which means that I think we get the kill here. Oh, that didn't kill him. Oh, I like the betrayal, though. Maybe it only had the chance to kill him. But I'm going to start going after this guy and let one of our stress dealers do the rest of the work. Okay. Okay, so now we're in the back row. Critical hit will deal 175% damage. Bride gains +10 to attack, so that's a self buff. And then Overwatch, whenever an enemy moves, deal damage. So I think we just try and kill this guy.
This one voided
Yep.
its bowels just as it died.
The voice acting's pretty good. I'm digging it. All right. So yeah, so we need to change our order. We certainly don't want our ordering to be
Mop up
here.
the gore. I'd hate to see plants using it as fertilizer.
After winning a battle, Iratus receives rewards. Diggers' souls are used to construct and improve buildings at the graveyard. Parts are for crafting minions. Artifacts can increase the power of your minions and Iratus himself. Brains used to quickly increase the level of minions. And minions that did not participate in the battle restore a small amount of vigor. Okay, understood. So we have a Scroll of Skullfall. Unlocks a secret destruction spell. Deals 12 magic damage to all enemies, sets them on fire for 3 turns, dealing resulting 18 damage. Spell power improves that. We got a bunch of parts. Okay. All right, and it looks like we either gained a talent point or we're on our way. Now, can I move these? Yes. I think that's more like what we want. Now, if I look at her quickly, I wanted to see... Yeah, so she seems to be very well suited to the 3 rank. So I'm going to leave that there. Equip Eratus with the acquired artifact. So we go to our artifacts. There are 4 main types of artifacts: weapons, armor, rings, and amulets. You will also encounter consumables. Such artifacts only apply for 1 battle, after which they are spent. At the beginning of the game, Iratus receives 1 random artifact. So this goes into the consumable slot. Disintegrate artifacts. Okay, I don't think we need to do that. To start combat, go back to the map. Now, we could technically go to creation, I presume, here, because our skeleton is hurting a little bit. So maybe we craft a zombie? Oh, wait, now, maybe, I just remembered. Okay, so front rank, anywhere, back rank, mostly back rank. It does look like from the front rank, the zombie can do most things. So let's try doing that. And I think these 4 are the 4 that end up. It does look like it's got a hand cannon, for sure. And the description that I read earlier indicated that. But I do think it's kind of a frontline tanky type of enemy. But I am unsure what I think this is my party, but that's not been well tutorialized. An ancient coffin filled with items. Oh, wait, how do oh, you can have, okay, so Battle Squad 1, Battle Squad 2, Battle Squad 3. Got it. All right. Okay, we picked up some burnt skin, some vampire fangs, and an essence of mind. Vampire fangs restore 15% of damage dealt as vigor, and essence of mind, the minion's attacks restore 20% of the damage dealt as mana. Oh, okay, and these are boons, so these appear to be permanent increases. Yes, it is Rose. I will check if I can rename it shortly. Minion becomes immune to ignition, regen, or minions' attacks restore 20% mana. I'm going to go with Essence of Mind.
More for me.
And then, do I equip that? So I have this thing here now. I have the Essence of Mind. Is that a thing that I put on a character? Like that? Okay. Maybe it is. We will see. We have another battle coming up. We choose our A team, which is going to give some vigor back to our skeleton. Oh, I forgot to check if I could rename it. Sorry, Rose. Okay. Iratus possesses the following stat resources. So we are Iratus as a matter of fact. Iratus possesses the following stat resources. Mana needed to use talents from the magic, ire, and destructions tree. Mana is restored after every victory in combat, though minion abilities via certain encounters on the map. Wrath, needed to use the ultimate abilities of your minions. Wrath increases during combat as a result and resets after combat. So Wrath is within that combat cycle. And then Spell Power increases the effectiveness of active Iratus talents. Iratus gains Spell Power point for each level and can further increase it via artifacts, talents, and minions. Okay, so Wrath is on the outside, Mana is on the inside, and Spell Power is up above. Okay. Got it. Now, so this is a buff for the whole team. So let's try buffing everybody up. Traps. Traps. Abilities, the effects of which are limited to one specific position. Depending on the specifics of a trap, a character occupying that position can receive negative or positive effects. Trap can be destroyed by certain abilities or overridden by another trap. Okay, so interesting. Now we have... So this one starts with 2 warding of each type. So we want to be a little smart about how we handle that. I think I think we want to start taking things out, and I'm most worried about the guard because we haven't seen them yet, I think. Okay. Oh, so there's our Fury kind of going up. Oh, now these are the spells that we have. Move left, move right, and now we have the Skullfall Scroll. Maybe we should use this. Oh, I thought it targeted everyone. Ooh, I like the cursor thing that we got going on. But I will deactivate that for a second. So let's see. Deal 40% sanity. All enemies lose 6 attack for their next actions. Does not stack. So that's going to make them all weaker, so we're a little potentially more protected. So here's our Cannoneer zombie. And we could ignite them. Gain 100% damage on the next attack. So they can do like a charge up type of attack. But I think we just want to do the maximum. Actually, let's light this guy on fire. Okay, so that did hit both. The way that is described is a little complicated. Or I haven't fully appreciated it. This guy's just locking all of our people in place. I think that's fine, though. I'm trying to get one down here. I can see how this could get more complicated moving forward. Now, I think our werewolf regens over time. Okay, so this costs 60 wrath, but it does a bunch of damage to everyone, I think. No, maybe it only affects one. I'm having a hard time telling which abilities affect everybody versus which don't. Like, Igniting Mixture seemed like it hit 2 characters, but I don't know what the way of visualizing that is.
Good. More materials.
Okay.
I didn't think it would be this easy.
So no, with an exclamation point. Whenever an enemy moves, the Banshee deals 50% stress damage. So we do have the ability to trigger moves over here. So that could be like that could be something that we worked on. Now this guy's hopeless. I think we want to be doing stress damage to this guy to... Oh, the ward still blocks that. Okay. Noted. Yeah, so the werewolf... Ooh. The werewolf's ultimate abilities here. Ambush. Marks selected position at the beginning of his next action. The werewolf deals 78 to 87 damage to an enemy. Okay, let's try this. Let's try eliminating this guy on the next turn. Oh. Well, things just moved, so that's interesting. Oh, there's the attack.
First mistake.
Okay.
Opposing me? Your last.
Oh, no targets for that ability, so we can just swing down this guy.
Extinction of life.
Oh, was that one-off lethal there? Yes, it was. I kind of like the zombie. He's got some flair, to be sure. So we're going to focus on sanity decreasing actions here. Now, Wrath is not carried with us. So... So we should definitely be focusing. Oh, that did damage to her. Was that part of the ability and I just missed the memo on that? Warning shot. Interrupts stances. Deals 100. So I don't see where it said that was going to do damage. So maybe I missed something else that was causing. Oh, it was the trap that dealt the damage. Got it. I understand. Do we have any stress attacks here? Doesn't look like it, so I think we just get rid of the warding. And that should put him on the Death's Door equivalent. But we need to find a way to do some stress damage in order to finish him off. There's no value in not spending Wrath as far as I can tell, though. Okay. Yeah, it was the trap rose. Thank you. We got some weapons. We got some ectoplasm. Okay, so here are talents. Winning battles rewards Iratus with experience that increases his level. At each level, he receives talent points that can be used on the following ability trees. Alchemy, increasing the efficiency of your minions and resource economy. Magic, spells weaken foes. They use mana. Ire, strengthen minions. Or destruction, deals damage to enemies. Got it. Oh my. So there's a lot here. So increase the amount of Digger's souls received. Increase the chance to receive uncommon or better parts. Minions restore 100% more vigor when Iratus uses distillation. Or Iratus receives 100% more mana using calcination. We don't fully know what all these things are yet. Minions receive dread. Does not work on summon minions. Whip. Target minion moves 2 positions forward and receives +1, 25 +1 accuracy for 1 action. We haven't had a lot of misses yet. Spell power additionally improves accuracy. That's what the +1 indicates. All minions gain 2 initiative for actions. That must be speed, I guess. And then Iratus restores an additional 5 mana after each fight. That's probably a relatively strong one. Does not work on summoned minions. All minions receive +3 attack. It seems quite good. Target minion loses 12 luck and gains 12 attack damage. And dread. I don't think I fully understand dread yet. Blind Fury. Every time a minion misses with an attack, Iratus gains wrath. Or Drums of War. At the start of its turn, a minion gains 2 initiative for 2 turns if Iratus has at least 25 wrath. And then over here on Destruction, deal 25 damage in scales with spell power. Deal 4 magic damage, sets target on fire for 2 turns. Hail of Teeth. 8 to 18 physical damage twice on the same target. And it gets cheaper with more mana. And deals 10 to 18 plus 0 physical damage to each enemy in position 1 and 2. Spell power increases the damage dealt. I'm tempted to take the increased mana, but we're not going to be spending mana right away. So maybe we get... Maybe we just pick up Cursed Doll. It seems like a good way to secure kills. Do I have 2 more? No, that's an additional spell power. Okay, so we didn't pick up anything else there. And then our skeleton is almost fully healed, so I'm going to swap them with our zombie so our zombie gets some healing in. And then looks like we can create another baddie. We need to know where these characters like to live. Rank 2 for the Abomination. Maybe we'll create an Abomination?
You should be able to kill plenty before you rot away.
And I'll put him in position 2. And we're giving the Werewolf a turn off, which that doesn't seem very smart, because the Werewolf is already at full health due to its passive regen. Okay, so let's do that. We have 3 flasks. I don't think they've fully tutorialized flasks yet. But we're going to some cultists, mortal cultists who gift Iratus with random consumables or minion-specific items. Okay, so we always need to select which one we want to do first. Okay, so Bride of Eratus only increases critical damage dealt by the bride by 50%. Banshee restores 20% vigor each time an enemy misses attacks on her. Pound of Flesh. At the start of combat, the Abomination receives 1 charge of Break and Swallow, and the Werewolf receives luck and critical hit strength until the battle ends each time they take damage. Stacks up to 6 times. I like the Werewolf one. Oh, let's check on renaming here. Let's see if that's a property of this game. I'm gonna call it Rose Wolf. There we go. Welcome to the team.